I can't wait to see what it's like. It's funny. It's funny.
I can't wait to listen to it.
Right, let's kick it off, boys. 99 episode.
99.
100th episode is next Wednesday.
How have we made it to 99, eh? That's a lot of talking.
19. Yeah, I've worked it out. We've done, so it's been 99 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Next week is 100, but we've had 40. No, so by next week it'll be 50 guests. So the person coming on for the 100th episode is actually the 50th guest as well.
We've had the pleasure to sit down with 50 people. That's pretty mad, man. That's mad.
And that's not including obviously like Linus's a few times.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Frankie.
Liam, George.
Yeah. I went through all of them earlier and just put down
man,
everyone because
50
obviously
people.
I do want to go through them, and we can rank our like Mount Rushmore,
Yeah.
so like top fours or something like that, personal top fours. Not that all of them were unbelievable. Like we've never had a guest where anyone's come out and gone, that guy was a dick.
No.
Not one person.
Everyone's journey's been special in their own way.
And you might resonate more with one than you would the other.
Like Dave the Ball.
Yeah, that
Dave Wilmot, come on.
that's
Dave
You know
Wilmot,
Dave
man.
Wilmot
Man,
was a-
he like interviewed me often, had me in tears.
Yeah.
You know? Like he was getting
What
to
a
me.
Dave man. Dave Wilmot, the Ball, respected.
he's just had a baby as well, another baby. ain't he?
Yeah. Shout out Wilmot, man.
Yeah,
Ball.
that
Legend.
good, yeah, great guy, man.
Legend
Great
will
guy.
ring on
Yeah,
forever.
That was a good day. That was a
And
crazy day.
his story's inspiring because from how low he was to. We'll get on to that anyway.
Yeah. But 99 episodes. So obviously we thought we'd just do a little episode today recapping.
99 problems with a bitch ain't one.
We thought we'd just have a hour of just recapping all the struggles we had with it, our personal opinions on things, our favourite guests, some of the lessons we actually learned with doing them. Because like you said, you don't sit down with 50 people and not learn a thing or two about life, about personal journey, about mentality, about motivation. Some of the episodes you've come out yoked up. I could Lewis Taylor, I'll run through a brick wall for that man.
Yeah.
Well, you've also like got other opportunities.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. It's opened up more than like you think. It's been 99 podcasts, but you think when we went to Bristol, the Leapfrog opportunity where we sort of done all their filming for them because they couldn't make it, and done the media for them with Joe Turner, and then you think about
Rain commentating.
commentating with Roberto that day, getting to watch Roberto with Joe Turner, but commentating Roberto's fight.
Filming a
And I
documentary.
just see
Phil-
the man
yeah.
The documentary, I feel like you haven't got enough credit for that because that was for somebody to do a documentary a year after learning how to edit and film.
This is
ridiculous.
he knows a lot.
It come out quite well
Yeah.
for that because to be fair, the other day, it's tagged on the page. I was obviously it starts playing when I'm on the page, and
Yeah.
I was watching a bit of it. I was like, "Bruv, it was pretty good.
it's
Like,
real good, man.
I wouldn't be able to. I don't know if I could do it again if I tried. Like, it just was good. Like, it.
Nah, I think you could because it's like even that first time you done Tom Kurt. You know when we went to the first
Oh yeah,
combat fight series and you were doing little clips and then you put it all together.
Yeah, but with Frankie, it's different because it's more special because
True.
we have a relationship. So
You feel more comfortable.
I feel more
doing
comfortable with
certain
him. He
things, yeah.
feels more comfortable with me.
Like-
I know what I can speak to him about and what he's happy to speak about, and what he trusts me with keeping the camera on 100% of the time, and knowing
Yeah.
that anything he says or does, I'm not going to go and put out there.
And like the times where we filmed the interview part of it,
Yeah.
you would only get one opportunity with somebody else if
Yeah.
you didn't know him.
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
managed to get 3 because
because it fucked up.
yeah.
What the first one?
First one,
It was cold in there, so obviously the nose was running, and where we had the camera lights. Second one, I didn't press play on the Zoom, and then the third one, remember they were playing the music, and then they stopped, and then we just had a
Batteries.
clean run.
the batteries that day as well.
So that was good, man. It's been a good ride for why
Why
it's
only
been.
gonna get one?
Yeah, it's only just
It's the
started.
start,
Yeah,
really. Like some things not backwards, but that's learning, isn't it?
I've done a lot of things backwards, but everyone does when they start a new thing. You just start it thinking, oh, I want to do a few podcasts and talk to a few people. Let's just start and do some of it.
Yeah.
And then you learn all the lessons as you go along, and you have to start putting things right. And
And
you're still putting things right a year later.
A big thing as well is we've reached a milestone now of over 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
It's just not easy to do that.
No,
It
it's
took
not.
a lot of time.
Well, a lot of people. Someone who said it. Russell Brunson said, I think, by the time of like the 40th episode, like 90% of people have quit podcasting. So to make it to 100, and we're
And
still
like you said,
going,
you haven't just
we're going to
done
get better.
podcasting, it's other stuff that you've learned.
Yeah, there's other stuff
live
outside of
streams
it.
and stuff like that we've done.
Yeah, like we've done more than 100 episodes, but it's
like-
just 100 episodes of
the podcast.
Yeah, because obviously we done a few fight shows and that we didn't class as podcast, the live
Yeah.
streams that didn't really come into it. So there's a few things that we've done that we just haven't. But as actual podcasts, like the Curious Fijian podcast, this next week will be 100. Humongous guest. Personally, humongous guest as well. Like on a personal level.
It was one of them ones where, you know, like it shattered like a disbelief. Like, you know, when you think you could never get someone on, and then like they come on, and you're like, now I'm like, well, that's just one, like a whole belief just shattered, and it's just like, wow, because I never thought that was possible.
No, I wouldn't have said. Obviously, people won't really know what we're talking about because we're not going to go into too much information about it. But next week, I'm telling you, you want to be locked into the Curious Fijian 100 episode special because
It could change.
it could change your life. It probably will change your life.
Yeah.
Changed our life from a few things he said and done.
And you know what's crazy as well? I didn't even want to read the book. I didn't even want to read it because I generally thought, why would I read a book? Like, this is a waste of my time. I'm not going to read it. Like
How
I said,
many
once,
books have you read since then?
God knows, man, a lot.
Exactly.
At the minute, our goal is to read one a month.
Exactly.
That's my goal. That's not even a lot. I'm actually dyslexic and quite slow at reading, but I think if I can do one
One a month is a lot.
1 month's good.
1 a month is good.
I'm quite slow, but my plan is one a month because the guest
12
said it.
more than most
it's
people
knowledge,
do
man.
over their whole adult lifetime. You know what I mean? A lot of people
Like some
stop
people,
reading when they.
who said? I think Andrew Tate said something about like you don't really need to read and stuff and that. But if you're, I think reading, it's just more information. Even if it's good or bad, like you're just gaining so much more knowledge and arguments on different topics. You understand more things, and I'm not saying reading them like. Was it like non-fiction? And
But
stuff
even
like
non-fiction is good for your reading.
It's good for the vocabulary.
for
I think like
vocabulary
my
and stuff like
vocabulary's
that.
got better from reading.
You just got it wrong. Fictional. Right?
Fictional.
Yeah.
Is it
Non-fictional?
fictional?
Non-fictional is the stuff that you
That's why
write,
we're slow.
you
That's why we
read,
need to read more.
Dyslexia.
Same.
I blame it on my
Fictional's like Harry Potter and stuff like that never happened. So
Yeah.
But again, vocabulary, innit? Like Jack Harlow mentions how he read Harry Potter. That's made his vocabulary so much better. For music.
Yeah.
I
You
think
reckon
reading
we
in
didn't-
general is it's better than being on a screen.
We'll say the guest was talking about it the other day, but it's like TikTok and that's like quick gratification, and it's quick. Dopamine hits. When you read something, it takes a long time and it's hard. You like go read a book. People that don't read a book, your concentration's probably shot. You're probably like, oh my god, I can't concentrate because all you want to do is go pick up your phone and like scroll, and it's mental, man. It's actually mental.
When I read, I can't read if someone's downstairs watching TV.
Yeah.
It throws my head off.
Yeah.
Like,
You need your quiet time.
yeah, I need to just be alone and reading. Like, I can't have anything on in the background. Nothing. Like,
Lately
nothing.
I've been enjoying just like turning my phone off, deep work, and just like.
If I do it, it's before bed, man.
before bed.
Yeah.
I do need to start reading more though. I've got loads of books, and I need to, even if it's 5 pages a day. That's a start. innit?
Honestly, I think the pros outweigh the cons. There's
Yeah.
no cons from not reading. You're just going to gain more knowledge, and you're actually going to be more confident within yourself because you're going to know a little more, and plus your vocabulary is going to probably get better. You're probably going to be able to speak better.
Talk
So-
to people better. Yeah. I agree.
No, it's 100% true. I need to do a bit more reading, but I will do a bit more reading. That'll be my little thing for the next.
Yeah.
Do you remember we used to do I forgot it was what we did bad for the week and then what we did good for the week.
Yeah.
Remember that? We used to get onto each other of like Rain had 2 of the same bad things 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, that was funny. That episode was funny.
It was funny, wasn't it?
I still get
Overtraining. It was overtraining.
training
Yeah.
too. I still but it's so funny because I was thinking about that today. I was thinking how we talk about like diversifying and like diverse, like you should diverse, but diversification also comes within time. And like if you want to say we're doing a podcast, but if you're trying to diversify, going out with your friends, chasing that girl, playing a sport, doing something else, going to the pub, well, your time gets split up, and then you're like trying to diversify on getting somewhere on one, like say the podcast, but you're diversifying your time spread out over a lot of things. You're not actually getting anywhere.
Or you'll get
sometimes
there just sweaty times.
Yeah, or you
later.
might not get there. Where I think like for stuff like that, you have to double down. and go all in on something that you really want to do and sacrifice a period of your life to get to where you need to get to. So like diverse, I don't really know what I'm getting with this.
No,
I get.
Oh yeah, because I was talking about I overtraining that. Like the problem is with me, I love training so much that I will always like put things off. I'll be like, oh no, that can sort of wait because training's healthy, and like I'd rather train. Where my whole perspective's changed at the minute. It's like, no, I'm not going to train. I'm not going to jiu-jitsu, and I'm not going to the gym unless I get up and do the things I have to do for either the business or
So
what we got to do with the pod.
Reward type of thing.
Yeah, you got to use it as like a reward. Like again, like they're all escapes. Me going to the gym and a person who likes drinking, we're both going to do the same thing. We want to escape and we want to have enjoyment. I find enjoyment in the gym, but sometimes, like I said, if you really want to get somewhere, I feel like you have to double down on the thing and then use that as a treat. It's a treat. So I don't know really where I went with that.
No, it's good. It's a good message for people.
It's a good message. It's a good message.
Ray Luther King. Well, you got a few things about the past 2 years anyway, like about a few questions and stuff. Just like to take this time to shout out our sponsors at Prime MMA. If you're looking to enhance your MMA skills and learn by one of the best coaches around, head over to Prime MMA now. It's as easy as clicking the link in their bio, selecting your class, selecting your purchase type, putting your email in, and then purchasing. With brilliant MMA and boxing fighters coming out of Prime, it's really the best time to start your MMA journey now. Head over to Prime MMA and let your mixed martial arts journey begin.
Where should we start? So 99 episodes. What are some of the standout moments to date?
Standout moments just for the podcast or just the channel in general?
Yeah.
Podcast. We'll stick podcast because the 100th, it's not like the 2-year anniversary, it's the 100th episode. Standout moments of the podcast. Todd Keynes was that one, just because, not that podcast, but the moment of having to go on to his house fucking and knock his door, because obviously Dad had spoke to him.
Give some context.
Yeah, I'll give some context into the story of how we got there. Obviously,
but also who Todd Kane is, just briefly.
Yeah, Todd Keynes, professional footballer. He moved around the area. He lived 2 doors down from us. Yeah, and he played for Coventry. He used to play for Chelsea, QPR, everything. Yeah, so he's been around the block. He was training with Frank Lampard, Didier Drogba, John Terry. He was meant to be the next big thing before he done his ACL. He was going to be the next big thing, and so he lived 2 doors down from us, and Dad would see him walking the dogs and that, and we had just started the podcast at this sort of time, and I was like, I wonder if he would like come on, but you don't want to go and knock on his door without, it's just a bit weird, isn't it? Like, so Dad had seen him a few times and they were on talking terms and they were talking, and then he was like, oh look, like my son's just started a podcast, is it something you'd be interested in, like just speaking about your like footballing career and stuff like that? And he was like, yeah, 100%, tell him to come round, knock on the door, and we'll go through a few details. So Dad's told me, and then I'm like, oh shit, like, I've got to go in, because we hadn't started, this is when we had first started, so we had maybe filmed, because we filmed about a month in advance, didn't we?
This is the Fijian and the gin.
Yeah, this is when Leon was doing it. So we'd filmed maybe like a few in advance because we were trying to get a month bulk just so we had something in case of any mishaps with editing or anything like that. So we still had episodes to put out. And I had to, so obviously I went round his house, knocked on his door. My heart was just like thumping. Boom, 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 boom. My ears were ringing. You know, when it's like boom, 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 the door's opening, this opening. Stranger. And but yeah, it was, and then I had to ask him like, I know you spoke to Dad, is it something you'd actually be interested in? And he was like, yeah, as long as you just drop me like a list of questions you'd want to ask, because obviously he didn't want it to be like, he was a bit worried about it being a bit of a hit piece, because people from he was in the thing of going from QPR to Coventry because people at QPR just hated him.
So they would the comments on some of the stuff, they just,
and he got a ban for calling like one of the other players. He got like a 5-game ban or something because he called him like a Spanish.
He was just doing a traditional like footballer that's come through the academy, PR trained, like wanted to have his back before going on. Yeah. And I was like, look, I'm not trying to do hit piece. I just want to talk to you about your career. Like but to sit him down here as like a football fan and speak to someone who's travelled to a Champions League. Yeah, he didn't win the Champions League, like technically, but to be around the squad and be around all them great players and
the story about Hazard in pre-season that he had, like that one. So that, for me personally, that was a big moment to go over there to his house, knock on his door, and ask him to come on the podcast. That was a crazy. That was a bit of a crazy.
That was
moment.
Actually a crazy pod, man. I'm not a massive football fan, but just even the stories that he was saying, I was like,
the energy in the room was crazy that day, wasn't it?
It felt like you listening to it felt goosebumpy.
It was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sitting with someone,
especially with them caliber of football players.
Yeah,
like that was a different era. Now we're in like soft scoops, different.
Yeah, vanilla.
Yeah, but
what about for you?
The standout moment. I was actually trying to think of this when you were just talking. A standout moment.
Or just a moment that resonates with you before a pod, after a pod, during a pod.
I think Dave Wilmot after the pod, man. Your man had me in tears, man. Like, it's like I podded him, and then he just switched it on me, and I was like, bro, like, because you don't take time sometimes to think back through your life, and he's obviously when you get to know someone and you have you have that like relationship. We just interviewed him for what, an hour and a half. Like you've gotten to that level. Now he wants to understand you a little bit, so you got to give him back in return. And man, your man had me nearly in tears, man, because I was just like, he got to me deep. But that's a moment. That day was one of the best days podcasting. That's when I felt like, wow, man, like all these people that we watch, and you're here now. Like you got the floor to share. Like you're sharing. Everyone's sharing their story with you. Like we had how many people? 5 people.
5 people that day.
That was a shift.
That was a shift.
5 people.
Even that whole weekend,
shared, and every story was just like, wow.
Yeah, we had
Gary. Wow, like Gary. Wow. I was just like, what? And then you get Dave Wilmot come out of nowhere, and my mind was just like, oh man, that's surreal. That's what I love podcasting.
Then
that's
George,
why I loved it. Yeah.
Then Mike May.
Yeah.
Mark May, and then Roberto come on at the end.
Yeah, and that's what I. That's.
To be fair, it was a pretty wholesome weekend, didn't it? Like we went done the fight the next day, and we went out with Roberto and his friends and family for food
meeting
afterwards.
great people, saying great people, good stories, and it just feels natural, isn't it?
People you'll have relationships with for the rest of your life. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
The energy you share, like you just shared the floor with someone. Isn't it? They're actually opening up to you as well, which is crazy. Yeah, that's a moment.
And you've taken time out to research about them. So it means more to them. It's like, right, this person's done their due diligence on me. Like Dave was probably thinking me. Like I was just 10, 15 years ago, I was a drug addict in Luton. Like my life meant nothing to anyone.
You can truly learn off anyone though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like I said,
you can.
You can learn off the tramp. Like everyone's got something to give, and that's why I love podcasting.
That's why people need to realise more of. Mike Tyson says it. When you got a man like Mike Tyson saying even the homeless man on the street had their time to shine, and they'll teach you something, you know that you should be listening to a man like that.
If you ain't like big headed and you're willing to like listen to someone, have a conversation with someone, they will jot some sort of knowledge that you don't know, because you can't know everything. It's impossible.
No, it's 100% true. Mike, what about for you? Standout moment.
I'm all dry like a snake.
It's a bit of a difficult one, because for me, because I sit behind and see it a bit different to everyone else, I actually resonate with quite a lot of them, and standout moments. What did I say? So one of the ones where I was sitting there over there that time was Lewis Taylor, and like never even met him before, never really even knew who he was before, and just to hear his like just how he was, man, like it yoked me up. Like one of the ones where like I wanted to go and
to ride for him.
Yeah, like I would
take you to war.
like you said, you'd look to your right and look to your left, and like he'd be somebody, if he was on that horse going to battle back in the days, you'd be like you'd go to battle with him.
Yeah.
He's just got that persona, that aura about him, and that was for somebody that I've never met, and he's got me feeling like that. And like I said, there's not a lot of people in the world that have that capability, that ability to do that to the majority of people.
And you know what's funny? You don't come across these people. These are types of people that you come across like once in a blue moon. You know, when you come across a guy and you're like, oh my days, like, where have you been? Like, we get to share the floor with so many people.
But yeah, and you get to share the floor, because Lewis Taylor, you'd go to his gym, you'd see him for the hour. You wouldn't sit there with him and have an hour conversation with him.
No.
Yeah.
Digging deep, talking about his life, your opinions, his opinions, and just chopping it up. Like you'd go to his class train and you'd get to know him over 3, 4, 5 months in them short hour windows. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to get to sit here with people, like you're getting a big chunk of them, 2 hours, hour and a half, 2.5. It's like, whoa.
But yeah, no, I think that one, and then going back to the ball man, Dave. That was for me. That was a special one. That made me. I felt like raw emotions from his story. Like somebody's gone through what he's gone through, and he's come out on the other side, and he's just like a normal person now.
Yeah.
But he's got a story that if he was a celebrity, there would be documentaries about him on Netflix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He'd have a film crew following him around now.
It's honestly the craziest story, and to be where he is now is like,
and do you know like
shouldn't be.
He was a drug addict until he was 30 years old, and he's in his 40s now, and that's quite late for some people. And it's just like he went on to be a world champion after that. That like you can get it. No matter how old you are,
I just feel like again, but you learn off all these people, and it's the mindset, man. It's the fucking mindset. He's not willing to give in, and he was at rock fucking bottom.
Do you remember when we first walked in there? The first thing he did was like he psyched you two out. Remember that? He shook your hand right at the top of the stairs. We didn't even get in. He's right at the top of the stairs.
He G-checked us.
And I think he got the vibe that he could be open up with yous, like yous are familiar with him, like because I feel like. If it wasn't you two or like having that conversation with him and it was just somebody else that maybe couldn't resonate with him, he wouldn't have opened up as much.
But maybe that's why the people that come on open up with us a little bit more. Maybe because they feel a bit more warm and a bit more comfortable, and it doesn't feel like a hit piece or an attack or trying to strip someone down. It's more just like we're interested in you and what you do, not your opinion on transgenders, not your opinion on
and you don't
politics.
Poke the bear.
Don't poke the bear.
You lead the witness, but if they don't want to go any further, then you're not going to pressurize them.
Yeah.
And then you know what I mean. So yeah,
I always have deep conversations with people, man. I think that's just my personality as well.
But yeah, I think
we're just quite real.
Them two for me is
hopefully.
No, not turn it like that. It was just face. It was like that.
Yeah, I know. It like slides out.
Yeah. Maybe pull it round a little bit more. Yeah, like that. Yeah. Because then you're good when you're looking at him. But yeah, that was nice people, man. Authentic. Dave Wilmot's authentic. And you know he's well respected because he'll say, I feel like worthless in myself. I'm just Dave. My life ain't worth shit sort of thing. He's got that sort of mentality. Yeah. But the amount of he had the most comments. He had the most like people commenting on his fucking YouTube thing. I sent it to Roberto the other day. There's still people now commenting going, Dave, such a good man. Love this guy. Most respected guy ever. I'd do anything for this man. Like that guy's loved.
You know why? Because he would actually
he'd do the same.
He would meet you once, and he would do anything for you. Yeah, that's his mentality. That is exactly. I love him.
Do you remember what he said to us when he asked us that day after he did the podcast? Where are you staying? He was like, oh man, you should have let me know. You could have stayed at mine.
Had dinner with us and that. Yeah.
He's just that type of
real one.
I love him.
I feel like we've met a lot of real people. Yeah. There's not a lot of fake people that we've met.
Nah. Only the real ones survive.
Yeah, exactly.
No fake people.
Nice, man.
Do you know sometimes people do meet the odd, but I suppose you might come across that one day. I don't think I could entertain it though.
I've got a quick question just off the top of your head. Just off the top of your head, whose most euphoric moment was like stands out for you? If it's just for being funny, Tom Kirk. Was that the Luke Shaw score?
It was just like I was thinking about it today. I was just like, of all things, like that's his moment. That's what's crazy about that question. Yeah. It's not even like, what you've won in kickboxing or what you've done, like all the things he's achieved quite quickly. It's like, oh no, Luke Shaw's free kick. It's like,
no, it was Kieran Trippier.
Kieran Trippier, that's it. Luke Shaw.
I don't know if it's because we were just talking about Todd, but it's like his Champions League story.
Yeah, that is crazy, yeah.
Like when he's talking about he was gonna, because he didn't open up on it. And when he talked about it, and then the question come up, and then he opened up on the whole story. It was like a 10-minute story about David Luiz just got injured, and they were knocking on his door, going, "You go back to your hotel room. You might be on the bench. Like he's not playing, and this." And Just that whole it being in the airplane and talking to Ashley Cole,
it was emotional because how he said it,
and looking out,
feel his raw emotion saying it, like.
and his family's Chelsea fans. His mum and dad support Chelsea. They're like lifelong Chelsea fans, and he's been able to fly them over for the Champions League final. Yeah. He's looking over the hotel and all the Chelsea fans. So that one, I don't know if it sticks out just because I was talking about it more, but that one, but Tom's does stick out.
No,
as well.
yeah, I don't know why that one does pop up for me.
That pod was, like I said, I'm not even a football fan, like a mad football fan. But that pod there was like, I don't think it matters, man. I think when you notice the raw emotion, what people are explaining, you're just like, I get it. I get it. I'm there with you, innit? Like, you're selling it.
But that's why it's better to do in person than Zoom, and that's why I don't really do the Zooms. And like, if I would rather wait 2 years
to get someone on
than do the Zoom. Not on all cases, but. Or I'd be more willing to fly to another country to podcast someone if I was that interested than doing the Zoom, just because you don't get that. Be able to shake someone's hand and look in their eye and talk to someone and get that energy and pumped up and emotion and goosebumps.
Like you said, people can feel you out as well. Energy feeds off of energy.
And like you said, there's a lot of people where they've come, they said maybe an hour, and they've ended up staying a couple hours just
most of the people and a lot of people won't know this, but most of the people come on and they stay for half an hour, 45 hour after, still talking. Still going through it. Some people don't want to leave. Linus Udofia. Yeah. Man, come here. He was here till like 11.
We filmed a 3-hour pod and then
he was still here for 2 hours later. Like, people they feel comfortable. Man's got his feet up on my fucking bed and that. Like, chilling. Do you know what I mean? Coming up with all these scenarios.
It's good though. It's good. You built some quality relationships.
Yeah. Is there another?
And people that you would never meet. The biggest challenge you've had to deal with on the pod, and how have you overcome it? Or even just the biggest challenge today with the pod.
The biggest challenge?
Maybe you could say that within yourself. Technical issues.
Technical. To be fair, we've not had like anything major like that.
Apart from me losing the camera.
The camera dropped once, but we still had the audio, so I wasn't that bothered. But technical was more at the start. It was like, just getting used to a few things. And I think Uncle Gary's one had a technical issue and we had to like plug it back in, but we got to redo the end bit. There was one where we filmed the current events, but something went wrong with, I think it was the Zoom. No, because we weren't using the Zoom. We were using the USB things into the computer. So that's why we got the Zoom. So to be fair, surprisingly, we've not had that many technical issues. Surprisingly. The biggest challenge, probably understanding YouTube and that, and understanding like, but this is more recent over the last 6 months, and understanding why you're filming stuff and what you need to be filming, and the sort of going down that more technical route of not just trying to do a podcast, but trying to grow it more into a brand. I think that's been the most challenging.
It's
the marketing of the podcast, the business side. Yeah. Well, not that you can just do it if you want to do it as a hobby, but we would love to do it full time if possible. So trying to make it into a more of a business and profit off it, that and market it and get everything out. That's the hardest. That's been the hardest part by far.
There's so many. It reminds me of jiu-jitsu. Like, there's so many layers.
So many.
Like
layers.
Alex Hormones, he says it best. Yeah, he says you get to a place where you get to uninformed optimism. So that's when you're like, oh, this opportunity is great. Everyone's doing it. Like, I've seen this. Like, oh, this must be like the way to make money. And then you get to a point of informed pessimism, and then you're like, oh, this is harder than what I thought. And then you're like, oh, these people that are watching, they make it look easy. How am I meant to do it? And then the third part, you get to the valley of despair, and this is where like most people quit. And I feel like this is where we are. Do you think we're at
right now? Yeah.
I feel like right now.
Yeah.
Well, no. I feel like a couple of weeks ago you were at a valley.
A couple of weeks ago.
That's hands down my fault, because I definitely could have done more. Like I said, I should have prioritized and executed on more things. But I'm glad we're here now asking questions.
If we did that and we carried on the way we were doing, if we say we did put more effort in, I still don't think it would have.
we might have just found the kinks faster.
Yeah.
We would have had the kinks because we didn't know what we were doing.
He's always been the one. Because the thing is, it was his pod. I come into it helping, but I didn't come into it helping with the same passion. You know what I mean? Like, he used to say to me, like, come in it with the passion that you had for crypto. And I couldn't understand. Like, I can understand, but I couldn't understand because I just didn't understand certain things until now. I'm like, oh, I understand. I understand now what I need to do. But maybe that's because I was doing something else. But now there's something else that I'm doing relays back into this, and now I'm like, oh no, I know where we can take this, and I know where we are going to take this, and we're going to reach. We're going to reach informed optimism.
But I think I think everyone goes through that. I think it doesn't matter what business you start. It doesn't matter who you are. I think you do go through them 3 stages. Nothing's ever rosy and dandy for 100% of the time.
But I also think it happens in periods as well. That's why businesses have 5-year plans, because that what we've discussed earlier is the what, how, whys, and that might change in 5 years' time.
No, you do.
Yeah.
So that's why you always.
But so that's probably been
strategy. Always changes.
That's been the hardest part, because for some people, the editing and the technical side is easy. If people go to uni, like the media side, putting it on Instagram's easy. For us, filming the pods are the easiest bit.
Yeah,
talking to the guest is the easiest bit. Like, that's the most enjoyable, exciting, easiest bit. It's the stuff around it that's hard.
This is where it's a business.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
And we're at really.
But it depends what you want.
We're at a point where if you're gonna take, but I feel like that I get to anyone.
No, but I think with us, we try to do like you do, like you running a marathon. You weren't just running a marathon to I just want to run a marathon, get a 4 hour and 10. I just want to run it and complete it to complete it. Your goal is like, well, if I'm gonna run it, I want to get as good as time as possible. I want to stick to a strict plan. I want to get here and here. Jiu-jitsu, same. Football, same with us. If I want to play, I want to play to win. If I want to play, I want to win this trophy. I'm not playing to just have fun. Yeah. So like this pod, we could film this now, 50 minutes, not edit none of it. We could just put it straight out if we wanted to, link the audio and put it out. No. So it depends what you want, but because of our mindsets, we're like, we want to do it to the best of our ability. So we stress a little bit more because we know there's more to give, but we don't know how to give it yet. But that's part of learning.
We see the vision. The vision's there.
And the problem is we've not been tidy.
We just need to build
We've been a bit messy figuring out like, what we've done is like, you sort of wasted a little bit of time when you sort of knew, okay, this was maybe the right path, but you weren't really taking the right path. But then again, like I said, it's all come together.
It's all part of learning. It's all part of learning. It's all part of growing. It's all part of taking that jump to just do something to figure yourself. Because it's not the lesson. It's not the lesson of the podcast. It's the lesson of life, isn't it? It doesn't matter if it would have been a podcast, going to the gym, eating correctly, business. Whatever, it's all the same. It's the learning and the strategy and the structure, and it's all the same thing, isn't it? So it's just But I would say that the marketing side of it, definitely the hardest side. But that's because we push ourselves to try and have it as good as possible. That's why I think. So yeah,
you're like Alex Hormones in that Chris Williams was talking about, like what's it called, like a control freak.
Yeah, I am a bit, but that's something I've noticed with myself as well.
Alex Hormones, he said he don't believe in that.
I don't think you're a control freak.
You just want the best.
You're a perfectionist.
Maybe to an extent, but like, but it is a bit. You can be a bit controlly with it as well sometimes, where it's like just trust someone else to do something and just do it.
But then, like, because you've done it before with me, sometimes you'd be like, oh, I think this works better, and we've done it, like, we changed the title once and it blew up. So like, it's good that you do it.
But it's not that. It's sometimes you're just a bit more informed of something, where you know something a little bit more. Yeah.
So then I think it depends what lens you look at it through. Glass half full, glass half empty, innit? You can say controlling or you look at it the other way, so it does depend.
I like that. It's mad.
What about for any of yous? Is there any bits you've sort of struggled with, or...
When I first come into this pod, I used to struggle with speaking to guests. I don't know why. I was so in my own head. I was just always in my own head thinking, I think I cared what people were going to think about me. I think because I was self-conscious. I was quite self-conscious. I didn't really think I was a good talker. I didn't really think I could talk. I always put myself down thinking, well, why would someone want to speak to me? I'm not like, Rain, innit?
Yeah.
But over the podcast and over the couple of years, I'm just like, I feel more confident in myself. I feel
That's
a lot
good.
better. Yeah, like this is I don't care wherever we get to in this, but doing this has changed me, like, physically, spiritually, and mentally, as a much better person. I've spoke to loads of people. I feel comfortable in my own skin, and the growth's been crazy. Like crazy. I can't believe it. Sometimes I'm just like, at the start I was like shitting it. I think we done I think the first pod I come on was Liam George, and I was like, I can't speak.
Oh yeah, it was Liam George.
I was like, I just felt I was just never confident. I weren't really I'm confident in the fact in, like, if you're gonna, like, come put it on me, but if we were going out, like, with friends or something, I'll always be kind of quiet. I'm quite a quiet person. I don't really, am I? Or am I just in my own
Depends
head?
in your own
I just depends who you think.
If I'm
I
in
don't
a
know.
big group, I don't think I'm that talkative. I don't really fuck with a lot of people. Maybe I'm just in my own head.
Probably in your own head a little bit.
Probably. Bit of mental health. But again, I say, like, all right, fair. It's just pushing yourself out your comfort zone. This was never comfortable for me. I never wanted to do it, and I've done it, stuck through it, and this is something that I want to pursue.
But that's what I'm saying. This is what we're saying with the other thing. It depends what does success look like, because to some people, that's success.
No, this
that's
is
enough.
success. I've
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's when it's glass half full, glass half empty. Whereas I always look at the glass half empty. But
like I said earlier, though, I think it's been a success so far. But then we've reached a point where we're like, we want more.
Yeah,
and we are all three of us are the type.
Yeah,
of
we
people,
want more, and we haven't done. We haven't done the basic level.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's we never would have got it without that.
Yeah.
I feel like all of us, even say if we did get successful, within the next 2 years we had 100,000 subscribers, we wouldn't say, we're okay here. We'd reevaluate the strategy to go for 1 million subscribers.
Nothing would ever be enough.
No,
because it's growth within yourself, and you're never going to.
You're on the path
complete
of
that.
greatness.
And we're always, us three here, like, we're not just the people to be like happy.
I just think, there's levels to life, and there's levels to the game. Whatever game you play, there's levels, and I don't want to be stuck at a level. I don't want to be that person that says, I'm stuck here. I'm too lazy. I don't want to figure it out. No, I want to fucking figure it out, go up to that level, figure that level out, go up to that level to the day I die. That's the level. That's the levels I want to be on. I don't want to stop playing this game. And if I can watch people on YouTube and these experts and stuff, and I look at them and think, bro, they can get here. Surely I can get there. Surely I can achieve this. But it's just finding that way and getting around and learning and putting yourself out there, because you will find your way.
Yeah.
It's depending what you want, obviously, in life. Like I said, I'm a big dreamer. I've always been a big dreamer. I feel like Granddad put that into me. Like, you should dream big, achieve something. Like, he come from Fiji. If my granddad can come from Fiji, own a house here, and be successful,
you can do anything.
Mate, I can go to the stratosphere. I have to.
Yeah.
There's levels, and hopefully my kids level me. So
yeah,
if I have kids,
just breaking barriers. Yeah.
Was there any struggles from you or anything?
What was the question? Challenges.
Yeah, challenge. The biggest challenge you've had with the pod.
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
It's actually hard when you ask.
I wouldn't say challenges as such. I'd say more like I've grown myself as a person more than that. Like, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't say challenges,
because you've had to do stuff that you wouldn't normally do, like the posting on the social medias and tagging and
because it gets a bit like it gets a bit. No, that is very challenging, because sometimes you might do something and it pops off, and you try to do that again with something else, and you only get 5 likes. So it's like
it's kicking the teeth sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's other times where you didn't even mean to do it, and it's gone well, and then you try like.
That's like with that first TikTok I ever done that went viral was Liam's, and I just knew it. I was like, when I was reading about it, I was like, He's got the story, the Ibiza story, and then I done it, and it fucking went viral, and then the official one, and then I was trying to do it with others. I was like,
and no, but that's what it is. That's what it is. Because we've got so much good content, I think, over the time we've done it, that hasn't reached the level it deserves to reach. And that's the challenging side of it, is how do we make that happen? And like you said, it's still
comes down to
and stuff like that.
It's like the nitty gritty, isn't it? It's the nitty gritty of things. Like we said, like you get into something, you don't realize how much nit goes. Like you don't understand how much storytelling goes into.
But you say that. Yeah, this is where it's like glass half full, glass half empty again. Because you say that, like Diego said the other day, he goes, you think your content's good, but it's not. Like, and I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah,
We've had. I'm nowhere near here saying that the content's not been good, because I think the same as you. I'm like, there's been some bangers where I'm like, yeah, this deserves way more.
But it's what the people think.
But it's what the people think, and it's the way it's structured. Now, if we take that ownership on ourselves and say, well, maybe we've not structured questions correctly to the guest to put their story in the best possible place for success.
We've done we've done our guests an injustice.
We've done our guests an injustice. Not the guest, it's us.
We actually apologise,
and we're sorry.
Or we haven't done the right description or tags or anything like that.
It's on us.
As in, like, we have the right stuff.
Of course,
there,
it's on us.
Like, they have the right stories. We've not put them in the best possible place for success on them stories.
And we failed you.
That's how I would look at it.
But we're going to get better.
We're back.
We kind of banged with the Muay Thai stuff with Daniel. That
done really well, but there's a demand for that, because there's a mad debate about one championship and thingy. So that one done really well.
Yeah.
Is there another one?
I was going to say, what are some personal highlights?
Personal highlights.
I suppose that was like the first question.
What was the first question?
Standout questions. Oh no, because this is personal highlights.
What's the first one?
What are some standout moments?
Standout moments.
I think
they're kind of the same. They're kind of the same. Yeah.
Bleep.
Go to the next one.
Looking back, is there any advice you would give yourself?
Yeah.
Loads. Can't think of it.
Fucking do it right. I'd fucking give myself a book, an essay. I can think of fucking loads right now.
What about,
for anyone starting?
For people starting out.
So if you're going to start a YouTube channel now, these are the 3 things you need to consider. You need to do. If you're going to start a YouTube channel now, these are the 3 things you need to do. That's what you have to do. You have to give them the boom.
Yeah.
Don't put too much pressure on yourself, in the sense of comparing with other people. Don't compare to people who have been doing it for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. I'll look at Joe Rogan's and go, well, he's got a free camera setup. I need a free camera setup. But I don't know how a free camera setup even works and operates, and I've not edited. So you're trying to do things that a producer's spent 5 years in university doing, and this person's done this. Just do it as basic as possible, but to the best of your ability, which I feel like we have done. But then don't put it's good to put pressure on yourself, but don't put too much pressure on yourself about it. Like I'd get in my own head and be like, this is shit. Well, why this? This is
try
shit.
Find simplicity.
Yeah, to try make it simple for yourself. Like
And
you're not
enjoy
gonna
it.
and enjoy it, because it is a process and it is a journey of learning.
That's a good one.
Obviously, number 2 to that would be figure out. Don't go into it in the sense of I'm just going to throw shit at the wall and think it's going to stick. Go into it thinking, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, and structure it from there. Whereas when we started, it was more like, well, I want to do a pod. Let's just see if it works.
Yeah.
And now we're going back through all the fine details of why we actually want to do it now, and we're basically restructuring everything. So have the mindset of this is going to succeed, and structure it properly from the ground up.
And who do we want to target?
Yeah, and who you want to target. And step 3 would be get around like-minded people. Try and find some people that are like yourself, or people online you can work with and bounce ideas off, and have that open mind, and never really close your mind off to any information that someone's going to give you. Find these channels on YouTube. There's a lot of channels on YouTube that will help you go through everything. So yeah, they'd be my three things.
Good.
I think that you give people solid advice. I think you're the only one qualified to give advice.
No, but you could say it in the sense of
What was the question again? They were good.
This man just nodded.
The question.
yeah. What's the question again? Eerie. Bring the gavel.
What did I say?
You look. The question's there, bruv.
Looking back, is there any advice you would give yourself?
So you are qualified to answer it in just what you were doing.
Myself is prioritize and execute. I talk about prioritize and execute, and I didn't prioritize and execute. I was still trying to juggle loads of different things, and I was trying to help him out, but I didn't give my little brother 100%. When he was giving 100% to the thing, I should have been given 100%, because I knew right from wrong. And like I said, now we're 2 years later down the line, we're basically going to be it's basically restarting, because now you're going to be getting things in order. But I feel like then again, like you said, the glass half full, glass half empty, isn't it? Like,
that's a good lesson to learn, because if you ever start anything else in life, you're going to go through that procedure. Like, it wouldn't have mattered if it was the podcast or not.
Listen, it's hard. It's hard.
It's not easy.
You know what? It's hard. This guy sacrificed so much. We've sacrificed so much, but he's sacrificed loads, and like, it is hard. That's the problem. People think, oh, I should enjoy it around my life and then be enjoyable. I don't think you can enjoy things sometimes. And that's just the hard, honest truth. If you want it to work, it's fucking hard work. You have to put the hard work in. So you build up this one thing. And then, like I said, you can diversify your time because you've built this one thing. If not, then you're just going to be scratching and you're going to waste time. And time's important. So if you want to waste time, then yeah, do it how we done. If you don't, find your niche. Find out exactly what your why, how, what, and what you actually want to do. And like I said, get started, take it simple, and just go. But
yeah, Mike's, anything from you?
Yeah, man.
I think you have said both of them, to be fair, like good things. I think obviously, like I said, maybe taking on a bit more responsibility a bit earlier, maybe for me, I should have done. Because I feel like I've always had the capability to do so. I've just always thought that I'm there in the background type of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's not mine, it's yours, I'm helping.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That's what I was.
Yeah. It's not mine, it's yours. I'm helping.
It's a stupid attitude.
And that was up until.
But then I can sit and go, well, maybe we should have had these conversations earlier.
Yeah.
Maybe I could have made things clear, because I don't make things clear, to be fair, sometimes, and I do it with myself. I'll write a text message with one piece of information and give five separate ways of doing it.
Be more direct.
So be more clear and be more direct. My messaging probably wasn't clear and direct. I also, to make people feel that it was them. So I'll take that.
No, I also
but then you could take ownership of something else. So
I also think sometimes
you guys take ownership.
Sometimes
let's tickle the glory.
The glory days.
Yeah, no, I think sometimes, like, even going back to you, I feel like sometimes you've been too nice with certain stuff, as in, like, you should just tell me to do something.
Yeah.
Instead of, like, like, giving me, like you said, multiple options or something, or if you want it...
You are the general, innit?
Yeah. Be
like,
direct.
You started it, so, like, obviously it's hard, but you are the general. General!
But I think I've learned a lot from doing this.
Man, I've grown so much doing this. Like I said, he's pushed you and like opened up doors. You've done different things. I got into jiu-jitsu from it, learned great people, learned more about myself. I would have never done these sorts of things if I was just doing. I don't even know what I'd be. I can't even imagine my life now not doing because people don't realize all the work goes in behind the scenes. The stuff that you're getting questions prepped, the stuff that you're doing, like people don't understand what you're doing. He's editing.
We sacrifice hours of our weekend that we could be doing other stuff to do this.
Yeah,
you know
but you know what? I wouldn't want to do it any other way.
I look forward to it when we have a podcast, man.
This is what it is, man.
Yeah, I was gutted when I missed that one. Like, do you know what I mean?
The other day, the
100th. This is something I look forward to. It's part of, like, you know, like me, I love going to play football on a Thursday and a Saturday and a Sunday. I look forward to having the podcast on whatever day we do it.
Yeah.
Two of my friends, like, we're talking about stuff that I like, and we, like I said, I see the future for it, so it's exciting for me.
100%. You got another one?
No.
Nothing? No?
I had like tips for people like who are starting YouTube, like editing tips. But
editing tips, I could give channels. That would give tips. Like Think Media is a good one. Think Media, they do a lot of. That's where I got a lot of my tips from. That's what I'd say to anyone. Go on Think Media. Obviously, Video IQ, they have their own channel, and we use Video IQ anyway, so they give a lot of good tips and advice. Maybe if you're thinking of starting, go to Video IQ first, and watch their videos for what to do when you're first starting a YouTube channel and follow what they're saying, because what they're saying is real rap.
Don't rush. I feel like that's a big component. Don't rush and try to understand what you're doing it for first.
Also, you don't need all the best equipment.
No, simply
you don't need all the best cameras. Like your iPhone can shoot in 4K, which is more than enough for YouTube.
Simplicity.
But I would say you do need good audio.
Yeah,
you need good audio. And Think Media taught me that though. He goes, you can get away with having a shit camera if you have good audio
because you can hear.
Because you can hear clear.
Yeah, you can hear clear.
Whereas if something's
crackly,
really clear but crackly, you will be like, fuck this, I cannot listen to this shit.
It's actually mad. You would sacrifice a bit shit quality for good
sacrifice
audio,
shit quality for good audio. So definitely get good audio, but I wouldn't worry about thinking you need the top of the range camera for this and that. Your iPhone is fine.
Do you know what it is? I've got a few of them here, and I was looking at some of the comments people have made on some of the things, and I think they're pretty funny. I just thought I'd bring like a few of them up. Like one of them was to Liam, you need to jail this man's barber on one of the clips for the Todd Kane thing.
Funny comments.
There's a few here like the Fiji and the type of guy to make a fake podcast and pretend he's talking to someone.
But who's
talking about you?
Is he talking about me?
Yeah. No, he might have been talking about me.
No, I think he's talking about Rain.
Yeah. I would though.
Yeah, wow, you're a scientific miracle, mate. First person to ever think like that.
Someone always says, are you even Fijian?
Yeah. No, I just thought, and then there was one about your nan's clock or something.
You got your nan's clock on the wall. I fucking do, mate.
Yeah, it actually is.
I fucking do, mate.
It's actually jokes. It is. Wait, how mad? This is off top. Like we had a paid tree girl.
Who?
Like the Sun.
Oh, on the Sun. Yeah. Back in the day.
Hey,
tits in the paper. Tits in the paper.
Normal.
Yeah.
And look where we are now. Fucking hell.
You couldn't do that now.
You get burned.
You could not put tits in the paper.
Yeah, but you see how little things like that you forget. That was normal. That's why sight men.
But why? But then people will be like, well, why is the stigma around men and women? Why do men treat women like that? Well, men treated women like that because that was normal for the whole of history up until now. Men's brains are still we've not really.
We want the gushy.
We've not really. We've still got that sort of caveman mind.
No. Listen, I'm not going to
give us time. The women need to give us time.
Not going into it, but we're just two different animals that are bred for two different things. That's the simple answer.
Yeah.
And it doesn't change us. We're animal. I think people forget human beings. We're like animals. We're no different from a female dog to a male dog to a male chimp to a female chimp. Like we are the same, and we act exactly the same. That's just a fact. I could get deeper into it, but that's controversial.
I'll save that one.
But yeah, I had this guy messaging me on a thingy, and he was basically like, so he messaged me because he wanted work, for reels. Oh, I can make you high quality reels, sir. All right, could you send me an example? So he sent me an example. I was like, yeah, it's decent. Obviously, what's your pricing structure? His pricing structure, he wanted like £700 a month or something. I was like, oh, hell no. That's not for me personally, but good luck to you. But then I wanted a trailer done for Diego's. And I went to him, I said, look, because he had one-off prices. And I was like, yeah, his one-off prices are fine. Could you make a trailer out of these best bits for me? Because I clipped all his best bits and gave it to him just because all the cinematic and, the stuff that they can do in After Effects. I wanted that sort of stuff. And I sent it to him and said, this is what I'm sort of looking for, and sent him a few examples. And he said, yeah, I can 100% do that. Right. So he makes this trailer for me, sends it to me. And he goes, and it's completely different, from what I even asked. And I was like, oh, this is like, but I hadn't sent him the best bits yet or anything, the clips. We hadn't even said we're working together yet. He had just made it and sent it to me and said, use this. And I was like, well, I've not even sent you the stuff yet, bro. And he was like, no, this will do better. I was like,
what? It's nothing to do with the pod.
No, it was. He had just pulled Diego up and made a few things, but it wasn't. It was like this Wednesday coming on the Curious Fijian Diego Day. Do not miss.
Oh, it's like
and it was just loads of random images in that, and I was like, well, okay.
You made him like a film star.
It might, proper Indian humour.
It's like what's his name, man? Stephen Bartlett's podcast.
It weren't even like that. Though. I use Stephen Bartlett as one of the like examples because I like the way his trailers are.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, could you like obviously thank you, but this is not what I'm really looking for. Can you make it the other way? Because if you can't, that's fine. Just tell me because I can find someone else. We're kind of running out of time. But can you do the other way? He goes, and then he sent me a voice note. It's like, listen, mister, no one cares about two people on a sofa talking shit. It's funny, man.
Oh man.
And then I was like laughing, but it kind of pissed me off a little bit. But I was laughing, but I was like, look, that's fine. Yeah. Do I know that? Yes. Am I making a trailer for me and him talking shit? No. This is for the guest who's got a bigger following. Yeah. So it should go out to more people regardless. You'd think, like with a good trailer, Diego Day, he might want to collaborate it because it resonates with him. That's fine. But you can't come to someone for work. They ask for something. This is what I said to him. I goes, you come to me for work and then ask for money. I told you to do it a specific way. I'm all ears for listening to what you think's good and what I think's good, and we can come together on a middle ground and we'll make something work. Yeah, that's fine. Don't make something completely different and then when I said about doing it the other way, you're just like, no, this is the way. You don't know what you're talking about. Your content's shit.
Yeah, that's not how you approach.
Even if my content is shit, even if the content is shit, I wanted it done that way, so it doesn't matter. I'm paying you to do it.
But that's how he's never going to get anywhere.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So that was a funny one because you were talking about comments and that, and that's one of the things. I have arguments with these people all the time.
Hormonesy said something like that. So some guy, like, he's going to give some guy a job, and the guy like outpriced himself like by like 5 times.
They do.
I'm not going to do that.
And you know they're desperate for work because they'll message you, you'll say no, and then they'll message you again 2 weeks later. So it's like, but then they're like, well, I can give you high quality and guarantee you this views. It's like, well, the thing is, you can't guarantee me them views for starters, but I'm going to pay you still. You're getting paid.
No, this is what
I'm not guaranteed nothing.
Because I've seen them come through as well. It's like, if you genuinely believed in yourself that much, you would give a free couple reels to, you know, like the people, what's his name? The geezer from American Gangster in America. Like the way he built his business was he give out loads of free stuff first. And then people were coming back.
Yeah, come try this quick.
That's what Hormonesy says. He goes, if people are going to do it, come to the person with 10 made reels and goes, look, I've made these for you.
See how they
these
do.
Are for you. Obviously, it's all free. Anything. See how they do. If you really like it, let's speak about if we can make something going. That's the right way.
It's like a job interview, isn't it? It's like when you go apply for a job, you give your CV.
Yeah, they're coming to me with no CV, no guarantee. And do you know what's jokes? This same guy goes to me, you've got no views on your channel. I've got 1.5 million view video, something like that. His 1.5 million view video was obviously like, you know, a motivational video of like Andrew Tate.
Okay, cool.
So it makes sense why it's 1.5 million. But I was like, jabroni, the video you made that got 1.5 million views was not even in the same stratosphere as the video you sent me. So it's irrelevant. I wanted the video how he done the 1.5 million view.
Yeah.
What are we doing right now?
It's like I got someone to do me her graphic designs the other day on Fiverr, and I got a couple people to do it. And this guy that done it, I told him how I wanted it, gave him some examples, and normally they charge you straight away. Where when I got asked this other guy to do it, he charged me straight away, and then he obviously come back with the examples. But this guy didn't charge you, and he come back with the templates. And straight away he gave them to me. He's like, oh, how did these look? And if so, we'll proceed to the payment. I was like, where the other guys charge me, come back with shitter ones.
Yeah.
That's somebody that believes that he's
good. And this is what I said.
There's fakers out here.
If you're good at something, you will show that person first before you don't. Whereas these people, they're like scammers, basically.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even surprise me if they've used AI.
They think they're too good. That's the problem. They think, I can do this, so I should be charging this.
If KSI's editor come to you and said, I'm willing to work for you, but you need to pay me first.
Different story. He's got resume. He's got facts behind it. This guy, I don't even know if he made that.
Yeah, but still, KSI's guy is going to come to you and he's going to be like, look at my portfolio. Look who I'm working with.
He has a CV.
That's the CV. He doesn't.
Whereas these people are coming and saying, pay me, I can do this.
They're going about it the wrong way. They need to show their worth first.
But you try to have these discussions with him and then they're like, doesn't it make it doesn't make sense?
Have you read some of the discussions?
It doesn't make sense for me to do this for you and not get paid.
Well, I'm like, it doesn't make sense for me to pay you to not get good results. I don't know what results you're giving me. So
I've read them, yeah.
Because I say let's do it on a pricing structure of like if your videos do good and I'll pay you, and if they earn revenue, I'll give you the revenue. If you're that confident in your work that your videos will fucking blow up on YouTube, blow up on TikTok, I will earn revenue. You can have the revenue as well, and I'll pay you.
No, it is. It's actually just so dumb that they don't understand.
But do you know why? It's because all these business messages, the Gary V's, the Andrew Tates, people, and the Alex Hormoneses, yeah, they're not telling people to do that. But people misconstrue it as, I'm going to message 1,000 people today and someone's going to pay me.
They don't know how to.
They don't know how to get a working relationship. Because if they'd done it a different way, I'm telling you, they would get clients like that.
It's a working relationship. Yeah, but it's like me approaching you. Like we meet. It's like we meet on a night out or something like that. It's how you approach someone. You know what I mean? There's boundaries. You need to give someone, and they get that. It's like yin and yang. You can't just be coming to someone fucking and expect me to pay, and then you give me a shit product. Like that guy pissed me off the other day. I paid for a shit product, and I'd still had to say to him, "Thank you for your work, you prick."
No, I get it.
It was annoying. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, but
let's obviously I've got the list of. Let's do a little. We'll end it with a small Mount Rushmore. And a thank you to all the guests who come on. First, obviously, we just want to say thank you to every guest who's been on the pod, made this possible, shared their life story with us, and got us to 100. Here's for the big list, the big reveal. But keep in mind,
swigging up his juices.
Maybe I need a whistle. Maybe I need a drink.
Say it again, all in one, because I think this is going to be a good clip just to at everybody.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Ready? I'm going. But keep in mind as well, because we're going to remember the names, because we're going to have to do the Mount Rushmore. Right. Jack Whitworth, Frankie Story, Gary Smith, Liam George, Jordan Reynolds, Dan McGowan, Ticey Gallagher, Nathan Nelson, Linus Udofia, Pulia Reef, Duncan Jalali, Todd Kane, Connor Macken, Cole De Silva, G Mafia, Lewis Williams, Sam King, Paul, Roberto Melissi, Ibra TSS, Sammy Lever, Dale Hardiman, Tom Kirk, Faisal Malik, Sam Creasy, Jermaine Hall, Peter Miller, Callum and Jacob, Rory Crawford, Kieran Boyce, Reese Cooper, Katie and Dave, Joe Turner, Nicola Bark, Jason Swift, Aaron Neal, Mark Crowther, Dave Wilmot, Darren Jones, George Lynch, Fox the G, Master Uguay, Gary Rowley, Tara Hay, Lewis Taylor, Alfie Pearce, Sean Fraser, Diego Day, Matthew Spring, Mark May, Matt McCallum. The guest next week. And if we've missed anyone, I'm very, very sorry. I don't think we have, because I feel like I'm going to fact check it. I'll fact check it again. Yeah. But thank you all for coming on and making this possible. 100 episodes and sharing your story with us and giving a piece of yourself to us and making sort of connections for life, really.
Yeah.
And having your story out there for the rest of your life. So thank you for actually doing that for us. And obviously we're following everyone's journey to the max now anyway, and hopefully it got someone see their journey that didn't know and inspired them to be something great as well. So thank you all for coming.
Us a lot of lessons.
Yeah, teaching us. So thank you for that. Mount Rushmore. So are we doing it collectively? We get one each.
I think we should do it collectively.
We get one each, and then we can.
Well, I think we should agree on the one first, because I feel like it's going to be on there for all of us.
We agree on the one first.
Yeah.
God tier.
Yeah.
Dave.
Dave. Yeah.
Wilmot.
It's hard because you don't want to like pick and choose.
No, you don't want to pick and choose, and this is not.
They're all different in their own.
No, they've all been unbelievable.
Ones.
But I'm saying one that there's always going to be one that hit you a little different.
Yeah.
There's always going to be one that sort of just felt different. Do you know? It
was just the raw emotions in that one. I think
we can do personal ones if you think it'd be better. But I say we do one combined, and then we can give a personal one if we want to. So Dave Wilmot's solidified. He's on there. Does anyone have theirs?
I'd say Katie and Dave.
Katie and Dave.
Yeah, man. I liked having both of them together. You could see. You could see like the relationship, like it was funny.
Very good messages for like being a parent as well and their kids and understanding a lot. That was a very good one.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah, I like that. That pod stand stood out. Yeah, it was a good pod.
That was a great pod.
It was the energy, the aura, and it was just funny. It was funny.
Good.
They both complemented each other.
Yeah, they did.
But you needed both of them.
Yeah, because we were going to do only one and maybe one, but it was perfect to have them both. It was perfect.
It's funny, man.
Yeah.
Big up Dave, man.
Me, I had one written down. Where has it gone? I liked the Conor Macken one, man. I thought that was a really good one.
Mac Daddy.
He really good. I feel that on my...
He opened himself up. It was inspirational,
his mindset and stuff like that. Man. We have...
I feel ashamed to even just call him out.
Todd's was a huge one, but if I had to do an all-time, I'd put Lewis Taylor's in there.
Yeah.
Because I felt... Because I wanted to see what you two said, because he couldn't... I could leave Todd's out, but Lewis Taylor's has to be in for me, just because the stuff he actually opened up on, especially the stuff of his dad and stuff, and I wasn't sure if he would or if he wouldn't, and he did, and it was... it was powerful. It was good.
Man, it's just too many.
No. But if you were doing the Linus Udofias, like meeting Linus's pods, because Linus has been on it 4 times, and I'm saying his pods have been all time. Yeah. But there's a bit of recency bias with some of them as well, because Linus's first one was 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's hard because some of the old, but Dan
McGowan, when we first had him on, incredible pod, because he started speaking about his hand injury again in his last one, and I remember me and Liam did speak to him about
Hardiman's one.
But I forgot.
Mad.
Dale Hardiman's one was crazy.
Liam George as well.
Liam George, the GOAT.
Ex-footballer, like the first professional ex-footballer we got on, wasn't it? It was him.
And he told the stories. Yeah,
and he what do we call him? We call him
Salty.
Grandad George.
No, we call him something else, like Wise or something.
Ice Queen.
What was you calling him?
We called it something Wise or something. It was like Liam, I don't know, something like.
Oh, we did. We called him the Wise something.
The Wise Wizard, Grandad.
Something like that.
When his hair was long, he was.
But he is. Liam's been someone that's helped a lot, to be fair, with questions and stuff like that, and just talking to him and his opinion.
Another guy, man, very knowledgeable, man.
Yeah.
Very knowledgeable.
Meeting Roberto, like, look how much that's done. That's all just from the pod, and like it's crazy. So yeah, no, I'm not singling anyone out and saying anyone's was worse. They're just ones that stand out, that
just off the cusp.
But like you could easily switch a few out, like Frankie's.
Yeah.
Jack Whitworth's
I still couldn't
first
believe
one.
she was boxing at that level. I never thought that. I just used to see her out.
Do you know who?
And that's what
made
me
give
laugh.
a special shout out to, because like obviously I never really knew the scene, but I thought these 2 podcasts were really good. Was Aaron and Kieran Boyce.
Aaron and Kieran Boyce's were good.
They come with like,
and they done very well.
Yeah,
like, and you can tell with these like gyms, how well respected they are, because they got like the most shares.
Couple months
on the stories and that. Like,
and
they're
respected.
Still have
people now
liking
stuff. Like, a lot of stuff just gets left. Whereas theirs, every other week or every other day, you have one person coming through with a jiu-jitsu.
That's why they do so well in the jiu-jitsu. It's the way, it's how they teach, their aura. They're so funny, man, and how they break things down. They're funny guys, man.
But when next week's comes out, that'll be hitting Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Well, that one's surreal. That one's one of them ones where you just never thought.
But this is what I'm saying. The Mount Rushmore's not necessarily whose was better than the other. It was what made you kind of feel a certain way in that time. Like Todd Keynes was probably one of the best ones I've done. Like for me personally, as a fan of football, but it wouldn't make the Mount Rushmore, because I feel like Lewis's story was like.
But think about how many times we've had a podcast and us 3 have sat.
Best one ever. Yeah.
Best one.
Every one we do. Basically.
I had to stop saying.
Best one ever.
They're all special.
They're all so special.
Right. Every person that's come. That's why I don't like mention it, because like I don't want to discredit anyone.
No.
Everyone's journey.
I know what you mean, but you have to, because we're trying to get clicks.
Yeah.
No, but everyone.
But the best one I have to go with is fucking Dave Wilmot.
Dave Wilmot. Yeah, Dave Wilmot was the best.
I was just like, bro, I didn't know.
It's mad that we all agreed on that one. That one has to be God tier. Dave Wilmot's God tier. Rain goes, don't want to discredit one, but the only one is Dave Wilmot.
I've not. But a guy to come from like that and get to where you're at, mate,
his story is inspirational.
Yeah. And obviously the GOAT next week was just
crazy,
just wild. A great experience.
Yeah,
great. Talking to someone who's rubbed shoulders with.
I was nervous
I couldn't even fathom some of the people he's rubbed shoulders
from
with.
what you've said, like, it could be US presidents and stuff.
High up people in US politics.
But
high up.
And it's nice to know you can have a conversation with someone like that.
Yeah.
I always thought,
he's reachable. You know,
yeah,
what I mean? That means
but,
anyone's reachable.
Yeah, but I was thinking, maybe like you wouldn't be able to hold a conversation because he's levels above. But it's not. When you actually have a conversation with him, I'm like, oh no, maybe I do know some stuff, but maybe because I'm speaking to someone that I'm a little bit more interested in that sort of side of things.
And you get to speak to him on a personal level as well. It wasn't that much about. It was more about him. Yeah, I can't because I don't want it. What about?
You know, like the feeling you got when you knocked on Todd's door. Imagine the amount of people that have had that feeling walking through this door.
Yeah. Nervous. Yeah, because you don't think it's what it's going to be like for the guests.
We don't know them.
It's true.
Like you said, Frankie's different. We know Frankie. We know Tyson.
Yeah, a lot of the people we haven't known.
Like
most of the people, pretty much like 80%, I'd say, people we've not known.
Don't you find it funny though? We like get nervous to just have a conversation. It's pretty mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I used to shit myself. Like, I'd be like, I still
do get nervous.
I've got a pod coming up, and I will be like, like Andrew. You have to cut that. But
it's fine. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's true. You do. I was nervous now.
Last week, I was like the other day. I was very nervous.
I've been so nervous to the point where I'm like,
to quit.
God, cancel it, and do it next week.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because you don't feel too prepared, so you get nervous.
It's a bit different for you to as well because you're on the camera.
Yeah, because you don't feel that prepared. You're like, how's it going to go? And you overthink it.
I know if you're not prepared, they're the worst ones.
Yeah,
I don't think we've ever gone into one where you guys and like we're not prepared. I know we could be more prepared, but
we're not
we haven't
prepared.
been there and been like, oh shit, we don't know anything about this person. Like,
they don't know what
it's
to
a
say.
bit embarrassing.
Yeah.
They don't.
Sometimes
no one's ever felt like they wanted to leave.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes it's hard. It's hard because you ain't got some stuff on people, but we've done what we've done.
Yeah.
Well done, man.
You do what you do. You make do.
There's been a few times though. There's been one time like I got stumped. It's like the only times where I was about to say something and I kind of just got like thrown off because I was like I kind of wanted to lie. It just felt awkward. But it was on Nath Nelson was talking about a story of when he was traveling and he was like one of the best experiences of his life. I don't even know if I'm going to put this in, but I'm going to say it anyways. It's fucking funny. And he's like, I was traveling. I'd tell anyone to like go do it. If you're thinking about it, go do it. One of the best experiences of my life. And then I was like, who'd you go with? And he was like, my missus. I was like, oh, cool. My missus at the time. I was like, oh, you still? And he was like, no, not together no more. And I was like, you know, like, I'm thinking what the next question is, but I'm like,
it threw me
off. It threw me for a flipping loop, man. That's like,
you gotta be adaptable.
I was like, yeah, next question. It threw me for a loop.
Nah, it's all part of learning, though. But
it's been a good journey, though.
A lot of people wouldn't start because they're scared. So start. Just do it. You'll find.
And then you think like Joe Rogan's on like 2,000 and something. Like his fight shows are on like nearly like 700. Just his fight shows, and then his normal episodes are like, it's crazy.
How many we could get if our plan goes to how we want it to. Like the free time we could do one every single day.
Oh yeah. You could definitely start doing more than one. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. To the next 100.
Yeah, nice. I'm looking forward to meeting new people.
Yeah, new people, new journeys, new experiences, new mindsets, new brains to pick.
Even maybe the same people that had a journey since we last met them. You know what I mean? Like,
it's always good getting people on a second time.
Think about it, we've had Frankie on 4 times and
Linus on 4
different times that he's come on. He's had 4 different journeys in between. Like the first time he just turned pro. The second time, I think he was after his first fight, so he had that journey to talk about. The second time was like he had his tumour that they found out, and
this time he's talking. Yeah, he's going on to fight for a title. So
I'm sure we'll be hearing more from them type of people as well that have been regular guests
on a journey of hardship.
That's one good thing. Going back to what I liked about the podcast, there's some people that we've kept in contact with from the very start of us doing it, and we're still in contact with them now, and we've gone kind of the journey with them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's nice.
It's a journey on a journey on a journey.
There's going to be
the triple journey. The triple journey.
Hopefully, you're bringing everyone on a journey, and hopefully, this is what people can see at home. You know what I mean? These people that come up from hard situations or hard backgrounds, like anything's possible. Like I said, Dave Wilmot's podcast blew me out the water because I'm like,
anything
is possible. Don't limit yourself. Be limitless.
He even said it in his podcast, and if I've been to the depths of hell thinking there's no return, and I've returned, so there's always a return.
There you go, man.
He said something along them lines. It was something like that, wasn't it?
He did. Like I said, go watch it for yourself because that one.
Dave wouldn't want the goat.
That one was like one of them days when
it's not the goat, it's the bull.
It's the bull, man.
The goat that is the bull.
Let me try and
remember, man. The journey is just as important as the destination. It's like I feel like we've only just got started. It's like we've done, but I feel like I feel like now we're all pretty switched on. We're actually we're hungry for more.
No, just watch this space, guys. Man.
Yeah, I can't wait. Hopefully, help more people, get more pods, meet more people. Because people don't understand. Like, it helps me more than it helps fucking you watching. Like, it helps. I like it.
The ending credits.
Copyright strike.
You would get a copyright strike as well, wouldn't
it? The ending credits to the next 100. Yeah. No, 100%. I co-sign everything you two just said. Cool. I think we should wrap it up there. To the next 100 people. Hopefully you go back and watch a lot of the episodes. Go back and watch that Mount Rushmore of guests, and hopefully you find value, experiences, life, and continue watching the journey and coming with us on the journey. Hopefully we've given you a bit of a journey.
Keep an eye out for the pod next
week. The 100 episode special is.
Listen, we go off a little bit, but just hang on.
It's unbelievable. I'm telling you, people, I've never been more excited for a pod to land on this channel. So
understand what this man's saying.
People, thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, share, comment if you're new. Tell us what your best pod was, and peace.